Hey everybody, welcome back to Dallas Ducks this week again, and this edition of MadHatterers this week. This is our second edition of MadHatterers this week. We have some special guests tonight, along with the usual head coach, Bill Zanaboni. Thank you for coming back. Yeah. Jeff Worlton, a friend of Coach Zanaboni, a former pro player who played with the Breezy Point North Stars, was a frequent, coach with the Breezy Point North Stars, sorry Jeff.
That's all right.
Was a frequent trade partner of Bill's last season. And this year, congratulations on the move up to the Kenai River Brown Bears of the NHL.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, congratulations on that. You're a Midwest native, right, from Minnesota?
Minnesota, yep.
Right. And John Schwarz, president, owner of the Dallas Ducks, Wisconsin Rapids, Riverkings, and Chicago Cougars. Thank you for joining us today, John.
Thank you as always, Jimmy.
Let's start with you, Jeff. The move to the NAHL, obviously recognized for doing a great job with the North Stars, kind of a project team that you obviously showed the fruits of your labors this season. You started with a team that was in rough shape. I think maybe last year built it into a really solid team this year, and now you've been asked to do the same thing with the Kenai River Brown Bears. This summer, I suppose you're really busy with a lot of tenders and draft picks and stuff like that. Your job must start right away from the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, just like these guys here, right? We're recruiting and trying to make our roster better and make it more talented, and it takes a lot of work to find the right type of players, so
right.
We're busy.
What do you think will be the ratio of returning players versus newcomers this summer?
We're going to be looking for about 95% of our roster.
Okay.
So about 5 or 6 guys will be coming back.
Okay. Is it when you do inherit a team like that? I suppose a lot of your work starts at the end of the first season when you really do a lot of your recruiting and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I took over in mid-January,
right.
late January, and it was a lot of headaches, but it was a blessing in disguise. I got to see what we had and what we didn't have. And
one of the benefits playing against maybe the best team in the NAHL, at least statistically right now, on a regular basis, you were playing Fairbanks quite often, and heading into the postseason, I would think they're probably the favorite right now.
Yeah, they're a good team. They always are every year, and their rink is a very hard place to play. It's not like here, very small, very intimate, and very intense, and they're always a good team, and I think they have a very good chance to win the whole thing this year.
The NA has a huge footprint all over the USA. But it does seem like almost every one of the teams will make at least one stop in the Midwest over the summer. This is a big part of where they get their players, I think, or at least where they hold their showcases and things like that, and you're no different. You're going to have at least one, I think, in the Midwest.
Yeah, Appleton, Wisconsin.
Right,
yeah.
right, okay. So and that's just it's just an area where everybody seems to look for players.
Yeah, there's a lot of good hockey players here, right? And I feel comfortable, me personally, I feel comfortable with Midwest kids, and they fit more of my style and what I want to achieve as a coach. So I like the Midwest kids.
Coach, you and Jeff have crossed paths many times as coaches.
Yeah.
I was just asking you earlier, you never crossed paths as players, but you formed a pretty solid friendship as coaches, and there's really a lot of trust in each other, it sounds like, with your trades and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're former players, right? It's not like we're just business guys that became hockey coaches.
Okay.
And there's a relationship, I think, with every hockey player. It's a mutual respect, and you know, I think a big way you can see it is what happened with the accident of Matt Olson. We see the hockey community kind of gather around everyone.
Good point.
And you know, it's part of being, you know, how tough it is, and you know, everyone's in it to try to get to the same area. And you know, I think that's the common goal. You know, and everyone has different ways of doing it, and you know, I respect everyone that put on a jersey and went to battle as an athlete, and now is trying to give back. And you know, I mean, and that's why I think, you know, I enjoy coaching so much. Is the game gave so much to me as a player and a person, and you just try to give back to the game. You know, I think it's just that mutual respect that you try to have as coaches. But yeah, I mean, Jeff was a former pro as well as myself, and you know, we never played in the NHL, so we never did it to make millions of dollars, but we did it because we love the game, and
right.
You know, we respect you know, what happens on the ice and what happens off the ice.
John, obviously a big part of what's made you successful is putting guys like Coach Zanaboni in place. But I think that as far as the recruiting and stuff, you like to kind of participate a little bit, if not just as a fan, just to see things kind of taking place. I know they had a showcase in Chicago this weekend. It must be kind of fun for you to kind of see the groundwork of all your teams kind of sort of just starting like building with the plasticine.
Yeah, I think, Jimmy, like coming up here today, knowing that Jeff's going to be here, there's certain aspects of hockey that's been tremendous for me. And one of these situations here is like Coach Anabone, we know in the past, he'll take players, and if they're aged out and they're not getting as much playing time with us, gets them to spots that are good. And the way I met Jeff was because of Coach Bill. And what Jeff did a couple years ago is their team at that point in time didn't look like they were going to make the playoffs.
Right.
And he sent the player over to our team to give him a chance to win a national title. So I don't even call it a trade, it's called like selfless acts.
Yeah.
And these two coaches right here, me being able to sit with them makes it worth it, being an owner in the business. But he got us a player named Crosby Steen. Crosby got to go into the Nationals. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
This is when you know you're in the right circle of people, and just so blessed and honored just having Coach Bill and Jeff and sitting today with them on this beautiful day.
Absolutely. Yeah, that really was kind of a classy move. Crosby Steen obviously played a big part in our playoff push last year, and I know he was kind of a legend in Breezy Point. So it was one of those things that was kind of good for everybody, I think.
Yeah, Crosby started the program. When the program first started, he was there from day one, and fan favorite, and just kept, the way he played and how he was in community. People just loved him, and but like I said, my first year in Breezy, I knew we weren't going to make the playoffs, and Bill, was looking for a guy to come in and help and be a leader. And I think Crosby did a great job for you guys, and anytime you have a chance to play for national championship at any level, it's a lifetime experience you'll never forget. So I'm glad we were able to work something out, and Crosby was able to do that.
So MadHatters today, this is I think your fourth practice.
No, it's not third yet.
Third, right, that's right. The team's starting to take shape, and I think that you've been able to keep things kind of light on the ice.
Oh yeah.
A little bit different. And today, Coach Worlton's going to talk to them a little bit about the NAHL. And what kind of message do you give, like a 97 or 98 about things? What's the biggest thing for somebody like that to remember, do you think?
Just make sure that you're prepared when you go into these camps, and also look for a backup plan, right? There's only so many spots on every roster, and you may not be ready to start on the North American League roster where you need to go to a program that, work on a certain part of your game, and create a backup plan for yourself, and don't let your ego get in the way of that backup plan. That's the biggest thing I want to tell these kids is it's hockey. It's a game that you can't play when you're old, and not a very competitive level, and create a backup plan. So that's my biggest message today.
Yeah, I think that's a great message. Well, anybody that comes to something like this or goes to an NA camp is probably a big fish in a small pond, and they're probably used to being the best, and it can be a bit of an eye-opener in some cases.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely, because you're playing against kids from all over the world, right? So when you're stepping up to that level, it's a different feeling, and it's exciting as well.
Right. Well, I hope you guys get to enjoy the summer a little bit. I know you're still really busy, but I wish you best of luck, obviously, to the MadHatterers, the Dallas Ducks, and the Kenai River Brown Bears this season. And last week we mentioned Sandro, who was going to be making his pro debut in Switzerland this year. Today I want to give a little bit of a shout out to a player maybe some people might not remember from the Dallas Ducks. John, you remember him, I'm sure. He played here our first season. After Christmas, we added Ryan Devine to our roster. He went on to play, I think, a little bit of junior out east and then maybe in Toronto. He's playing his third year now, I think, of minor league pro. And his Port Huron team, which I don't remember the name.
Prowlers.
The Prowlers. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
They are currently in Game 2 of the championship series for the Federal League Championship. So congratulations to Ryan, and good luck. He, I think, would be the first member of the Dallas Ducks to ever turn pro. So congratulations to him. And thanks, guys, for joining me today. And enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, guys.